Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and very excited for this video because in this video we're going to be going over the 8.2 patch notes, Rise of Azshara. So I'll just go in order here of the way Blizzard has it in their blue post. I can probably put a link to this into the description as well, and I can go ahead and get started, and it'll be a little bit of a quick rundown, right? I'm not going to read everything word for word, but just kind of give a quick rundown of what's in these patch notes. So the first thing they have is so we're going to go to Azshara, and we have another zone, Mechagon, as well. But the first thing is they want to mention this benthic gear. So this gear is similar if you played in Legion on the big golden ship. You could buy gear or I don't know if it was just, I think it was tokens, and the tokens turned into gear. And that way you could gear up alts that way and things like that. Well, this is kind of the same idea, except for you're going to buy these with these mana pearls that can drop from all kinds of things, world quests, different mobs can drop them, things like that. And you collect these mana pearls. They're the currency for this armor and probably like some pets and some other stuff too. Similar to again in Legion at the Broken Shore, there was like a special currency there as well. You'll have these mana pearls. You can buy this stuff. What's cool about this gear actually is I was looking at the gear specifically. It's really nice for alts because it gives you like a buff, like for killing like Naga and stuff like that, like little set bonuses and stuff. So it's really nice for alts. It's really nice for catch ups. It's really nice for casual players. While it might not be super useful for your main character if you're a hardcore player, but it's all right. I definitely like it. I like the fact that there's a little bit of flavor to it instead of the prior gear that was similar to this. Okay, so we also have Mechagon, and Mechagon there's all kinds of stuff to do. So there's like Junkyard Tinkering, for example. Read this one. As they traverse the zone, players will have access to Pascal, a giant iron robot who will help players craft equipment, mounts, toys, consumables, and more in exchange for spare parts and energy cells found around Mechagon. Recipes to craft more items can be found around the island. So it's like an engineering island. So even if you're not an engineer, if you're an engineer, I'm sure there's kind of some cool stuff, like secret for you. But at least that wouldn't surprise me. But it's almost like everyone gets to be an engineer on this island. Then they have the pocket-sized computation device. This is a trinket. And basically you put sockets into it to make it do different things. So you can make it do like pure DPS. You can make it for, I don't have all the socket things in front of me. They didn't list them here. But you can have it do very specialized things as well. You could have it do like a bunch of stuff when there's a lot of mobs around you. All kinds of stuff like that. Just different ways to socket it. And whatever you're going to do that day, whether it's a raid, whether you're just farming something, or whatever you're doing. Of course, the new raid is Azshara's Eternal Palace. This won't be out until a couple weeks. July 16th is when the raid will open, or the Mythic will open July 16th. I believe the actual raid opens July 9th, so like normal and heroic. So that we have a new raid coming out. We also have a new dungeon, Operation Mechagon. From everything I can tell, this is very similar to like the Karazhan, the new Karazhan with a lot of bosses in it. So that'll be kind of cool. 8 boss mega dungeon. So yeah, I assume they'll do the Mythic Plus for that, similar to how they did Kara in Legion. Heart of Azeroth system update, essences. So if you follow the game at all, you probably are at least aware of these essences. So the way these work is they basically give you a major power and a minor power, and basically, and that can be a new button, and it can be like a passive. And you collect these essences by doing different things. Some are PvP, some are like world quests, some are reputation, and you're going to want to collect the ones that are best for you, of course. But if you're a casual player, just collect the ones you can get. And the harder the difficulty of the thing you're doing, the more upgraded the essence will be, all the way up to like legendary. So obviously, if you're me and you're in the endgame raid guild, obviously we're all going to have to be setting our sights on getting the top end essence. We also have mount equipment coming up. A lot of people have kind of frowned on mount equipment, but I'm not quite sure why. So basically, water strider. They noticed that everyone's just using the water strider because it can go on the water, and just in case you get to water, why even bother using another mount when you can't fly at least? So now you have to attach equipment to a mount, so you can put water walking shoes on a mount, or you can put slow fall shoes on a mount, whatever, and that mount will have that particular skill set when you summon it. Enchanters, tailors, leatherworkers, you you can create these things. I thought blacksmith could make one, but it doesn't look like it. Looks like enchanters, tailors, leatherworkers. People who have the water strider mount, which is a lot, should check their mailbox for one free piece of water walking mount equipment, so that you can at least put water walking on one of your mounts for free, and you'll have one water walking mount similar to what you have now. So again, no need to cry there. And of course, there's new quest lines. You have Magni Bronzebeard quest line, so that's like the Heart of Azeroth. So we'll go more dive deep into the Heart of Azeroth thing. Probably a little bit something much about the essences. Would be cool if they have kind of like an inside joke about that too, about having to change the system. The Warrior campaign will continue, so we can continue doing that. I'll make sure to have that up, a video for that up. I like to keep those up for anybody who comes back to the game late. New heritage armor for gnomes and Tauren, so that's kind of cool. So you'll be able to get that similar to how you could get like the dwarf one. I think it was Troll, or maybe it was Blood Elf. I'm not sure which one it was for the Horde, but you can get the heritage armor. New epic battleground Azshara. So if you're not aware of this, because a lot of people don't do it really, but if you're huge into PvP, you do. But you can queue for big battlegrounds now. So those are Altaric Valley, Isle of Conquest, I believe, and then also Wintergrasp was in there, and now they're adding Azshara as well. So there's a lot of people that were fans of Azshara, and that will be in that queue as well. So that's cool. They are adding new island expeditions. Probably nobody really cares about that. New missions and mechanics. That's for your mission board table. Event and holiday missions. I haven't read this one yet. Send out your followers to embark on a new holiday and event-themed mission. Spoils and include special currencies to spend during holidays and events, including Brewfest and Time Walking. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So at least there's something. I kind of like that, actually. It's nothing big, but I kind of like that. Flying Coultiers, so you'll be able to unlock flying once you get Pathfinder Part 2, assuming you already have Pathfinder Part 1. And you'll also get this mount, the Wonder Wing 2.0. It's actually a pretty cool parrot mount. It's mechanical, and it looks pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to getting that. All kinds of new mounts. We got an Azshara Bloat Ray. We got a Crimson Tide Stallion. We got a Royal Snapdragon. We got Mechanocat. We got Scrapforged Mecha Spider. That sounds cool. The Mecha Cycle Model W. Some new pet battle stuff. I'm not going to go into that. Transmog updates. Let's see this. I haven't read this one yet. Players can now make all armor slots hidden except legs. Let's keep it classy. That makes sense. Additionally, several items are now eligible for transmog, including Cookie's Tenderizer, Dire Brew's Shanker, and Nat's Hat, a headpiece. So that's kind of cool. So they are taking some restrictions off. That's good. Brewfest update. Get ready to crack open a cold one with friends. New and old during our revamped Brewfest sample brews across Azeroth and beyond with representatives of every playable race, including your newest Coltirian and Zandalar allies. Brawl with Elementals, Dark Iron Dwarves, and Cheeky. So they kind of did a Brewfest update, basically. Brawlers Guild, the Strange Thing encounter is now easier to defeat. I guess that was a big thing they had to change. So now we're into class things, and I'm not going to go through all these because I never do, because you can't make everybody happy. So instead, I'm just going to go through Paladin, and there actually isn't any Paladin changes, so I'm not going to do that at all. So you'll have to check it out. There's not a ton of changes, frankly, but there are some major ones for certain classes, certain specs, I should say. Artifact power. Several Mythic Keystones dungeons now award different amounts of artifact power based on their length. That makes sense. Completing Mythic Keystone dungeons at plus 11 now reward players with increased and plus AP, plus 12 and above, increasing that amount by an additional 20 AP per level. It was 10, so you do get more power by farming Mythic pluses. So that is some benefit to do that, of course, besides just the gear. They updated some things on the Keystone Dungeons. I won't go into all of those, but it was mostly increased. So they mostly increased, it looks like all of them. All the ones that they changed, they pretty much increased the amount of mobs you have to kill for them. For Hellfire Citadel, Hellfire Assault, that's the first boss, I believe. The damage that Hellfire reinforcements and Fellbound siege vehicles inflict to the cannons has been massively reduced, as long as you're level 104 or greater, 104 or higher, and the number of munitions needed to defeat it. So basically the first boss, especially Mythic, Hellfire Citadel, will be a lot easier to do, which is good, because that boss alone makes it not fun to really run it, even though I still do sometimes. They're updating a couple things on Island Expeditions. Let's look at this. The rotating sea for the bloom vendors who previously sold these consumables now have new items to offer. Items and reward. Artifact power. Azerite values have been adjusted to allow players to get more of their total artifact power from below resources. Dungeons, island expeditions. Heroic Island end of match now rewards 300 up from 225. Mythic Keystone Dungeon has gone up double. Mythic PvP Island has gone up by 100. The weekly chest has gone up by 1,000. I'm not going to get into the player versus player. Looks like, everything's increased. Everything's pretty much doubled, actually. Yeah, basically doubled there for everything. So everything is doubled for PvP, AP. Gear scaling, I can get into that. Okay, Heart of Azeroth. They nerfed Glimmer of Light for Holy Pallies. So, interesting. Nothing there. Don't want to get into any of that. Here's some. Okay, so Retribution. Here's the change for Retribution Paladins. That's what I thought I was going to read earlier. Unbound Freedom now grants a Paladin Blessing of Freedom when it is cast on another target. Unbound Freedom now prevents Blessing of Freedom from being dispelled when cast on the same target. Is an underperforming talent that leans into a Paladin's core strength and of enabling their allies. By applying a benefit Blessing of Freedom to the casting Paladin as well as their teammate, the spell becomes a powerful tool against enemy teams that rely on movement, parrying effects, and control. Okay, if you say so. I'd like better changes than that, but oh, there's a train. Excuse me for that. About done anyways, I believe. Let's see. New. Okay, so cooking. There's all kinds of new stuff for cooking. They changed. There's new battle potions, especially, and upgraded alchemy stone. A lot of the stuff has changed. Blacksmithing, forge new armor to protect you from the hazards you encounter. Work together with engineer to craft a new hovercraft style mount. The Zilli Flag ATV. That seems kind of cool. So it looks like you need engineering parts and blacksmithing parts for that. But they kind of updated the professions to this part in the expansion, basically. Let's see. Just some user interface changes, some bug fixes, and Divine Steed no longer cancels when it interferes with collision. That's good, because that sucks when that happens. But yeah, so let's see. I guess I'll keep going. This is a big patch. Holy crap. Herbalism, there's new herbs, there's new fish. That's important to know. And that's about it. So this is a huge patch, guys. Sorry it was so long, but it is what it is. I didn't even go through everything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it a ton. Hopefully everyone else is too. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a lot more fun in 8.2 than we did in 8.1, where I feel like a lot of us didn't have that much fun. So yeah, please subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a lot. And other than that, everybody have a good one.